Hi, are you struggling to raise that teenager in your house? You're wondering, what do I do because they're not listening to me? Well, this is the show for you. My name is Faith. Welcome to Family Connect. Today on the show, I have Richard Mulwa. He is a devoted Christian who gave his life to Christ while in Form 2 and has remained steadfast in the faith ever since. He has been happily married to one wife since 2011 and is a father to teenagers. Together, they continue to serve God faithfully. In addition to various ministry trainings, Richard has undertaken trauma counseling through Trauma Healing Institute at the Bible Society of Kenya. He also holds a higher diploma in Bible and theology from the King's Bible College and a bachelor's degree in education from Mount Kenya University. He currently serves as a teacher and a mentor at the Potter House School, Nairobi, where he integrates academic instruction with strong Christian values and pastoral care. Beyond the classroom, Richard plays a pivotal role in youth and teen ministry at Deliverance Church International. He serves as the youth pastor for the KITENGELA sub-region and is the chairperson of the Kingdom Generation at Deliverance Church International KITENGELA. His leadership and mentorship has helped nurture many young people towards spiritual maturity, character development, and purposeful living in Christ. Richard is also actively involved in several other ministries at DCIK, including family ministry. He's an instructor at the DCIK School of Leaders and a member of the DCIK Local Church Council. With deep passion for teenagers, Richard, together with his dedicated team, has mentored countless young boys and girls through sound biblical teaching and relational discipleship. Many of those he has worked with are now serving faithfully in ministries both in the church and in national platform. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What an introduction. We are truly privileged to have you here with us today. Karibu sana.
Asante.
So today we are talking about raising teenagers. Yes. And from your introduction, you have had an experience with teenagers for quite a while. So you told me earlier that you have 2 teenagers in your own home.
Yes, I do.
So now we want to learn from you. Today we are here to learn from you. So we want to understand these teenagers in the house. What are some of those common changes that we should expect or are affecting our teens in the house?
Of course, just like any other teenager, they will always go through several stages in life, both emotional, physical, and also social changes. And in as much as they will go through these stages, just like any other teenager, it reaches a time they take different directions in line with their personality.
Okay.
So I've been able to handle both same and at times differently because of their personalities.
They are very different. Your own teenagers in the house.
Yes, they are. Yes.
So now we know that you have dealt with teenagers for over 10 years. You've told me you have been in the teen ministry for over 10 years. How do you, in your experience, what should I consider normal changes in my teenager as they are growing? They are changing, they are going through hormonal changes, they are starting to behave strangely. What should I consider normal and what should I be concerned about as a parent?
It's normal for a teenage to experience emotional change. It's normal, the mood swings, a sense of belonging.
They're struggling with that.
With identity. Some of them, they are looking for assurance on who they are. Somebody possibly has never come into their lives to define or to help them identify who they are in the society and what they can do. In other words, bottom line is that they are struggling with identity. It's normal, but it becomes a great concern if this teenager whether a boy or a girl seeks attention in other areas. For example, you might seek attention to the peer groups, you know, and engage in some behaviors that are not conforming to the Christian values that we are teaching them. Others also get into depression. They are still looking for identity. Others are self-seeking. Yes, they will look for attention. Not because they're doing some things, because that's how they are. No. They might do some things like, for example, defiance to seek attention. Possibly you are an absentee parent in their lives. They'll do some things to seek attention. When you come to the physical changes, it's very important that parents understand this so that we can advise them in time, because it's unavoidable, it's inevitable. It's a stage in life.
They must go through it.
Of course, they must go through this. So if it's a girl, then you as a parent, it's very important that you take your daughter through or your son through what he or she is going to expect in, for example, 2 years or 1 year to come, when they are possibly at like 11 years if they are late maturers.
So I should start early and prepare them for what to expect.
Yes, when they are at the verge of
moving into teenagehood, transitioning.
Yes. Still on top of that, it's also very important to prepare them for the responsibilities that awaits them in teenage stage, because you'll find that even the kind of friends that this boy or girl had before teenage drastically changes to conform to those who are going through the same phase in life.
So they might change their friends.
Yes. As per se, they will change to the friends who give them a listening ear, who will understand them, and the friends who will fill in the gap that their parents have not filled in. Unfortunately, it might end that most of the teens will find friends who will fill in the gap, but in the wrong way. A parent has never told a girl or a boy, your son or daughter, that I love you. Then he or she hears this from outside.
From the neighbor's boy.
Of course. And this becomes a turning point in this teenager. Yes.
Because they want to feel like they're loved, they're accepted. And then as a parent, maybe I'm too busy to show that love and attention. And then there's this person outside the family, not necessarily even someone their age, but just someone comes in and starts giving them the attention they need. And there's something you've said that I don't think most of us do, which is sit down with our children to prepare them for what is to come. Not only in school, they will learn about the changes that the body will go through. That I should also, as a parent, take time to explain the same to them. And also, you talked about responsibilities. What are these responsibilities that I need to prepare them for?
This is very important because remember, a teenager or teenagehood is a transition from, I won't call it childhood, but it's a transition from dependence to independence. Yes. They used to be done most of the
everything.
You know,
are doing for
they
them.
come from school. You ask, oh, baby girl, how was your day? It was good. Give me the bag I carry for you. You know, you get into the house, you've warmed the water for them, you've prepared something for them. Now the teenage boy or the teenage girl would want to get into the house. In fact, most of the time, they are even not interested in your greetings.
I know.
But you should find a way of finding out how the day was. So they'll just get into the house. They want to do their own stuff. They want to take responsibility and the priorities on their lives. Yes.
So it's a time of them taking charge, starting to take kind of some form of control over their own lives. And it's an important time for us as parents to also introduce responsibilities, I believe, where now you are assigning them actual duties in the home. Other than just taking care of themselves, they should be assigned other duties. Now, there's something I want us to address. How can I tell that my child is just moody from the hormones? Because there's a new trend where you hear young people are committing suicide. Someone went into depression, but as a mother, I just assumed my daughter is just moody, but she's actually in depression. Would you know, how can I tell that my child's behavior is not normal? It's not the expected normal behavior or reaction.
Okay, just before I get into that, there is something that you said about responsibilities. It's very important as your son or your daughter gets into teenagehood, sit down as a parent, set priorities and values with them so that they can have the ownership of what you're going to set. They will not just be directives because they will oppose. They'll create a block on instructions, especially that are kind of dictatorial or commands. They create a wall. It's very important to let them understand that this is the importance of having this value, but not this is the punishment for not doing this and this.
So we start with the values first. Instill the
values. Now, let's come now to the second concern. Of course, hormonal changes in the body will always bring different consequences or let me call them different effects and the results, of course, to the whole life of the boy or the girl who is in teenagehood. But all the same, if as a parent you are able to show concern, and of course remember this is a relationship way back built.
It starts when they are babies,
exactly until sometimes you'll tell your daughter is able to even open up, or your son is able to even open up to other very very sensitive issues that may be happening in their lives. So even when these hormonal balances come in, you are able to guide appropriately and they will not seek attention elsewhere.
So we need to start working on this relationship from the onset, from the time that this baby is born. Not at I wait till when they're teenagers and then I'm like, I want us to be close. They will push me out.
They will even know that you want to, you
have an agenda.
Yes. You want to get into their privacy, and you have an agenda.
You have an agenda.
Yes.
So now I want us to discuss, how do I make my home a safe space for my teenage where they can communicate, they can openly share their struggles. How do I do that?
It's a very good question. Long ago, and this is a past thing. It has been overtaken by the current generation and the way parenting should be done. When as a child you are there, not to be heard, but as an object
to be seen,
to be given instructions. You get it. So at this point, it's very important from the early stages of development to let your child know who you are, your passion, to some extent what kind of a job you do, what are your likes, what are your dislikes. They will start opening up. I've seen somebody's son, in fact 2 boys, who preferred not to eat the, the bread. The bread has the crust, the top part and the bottom part.
Yes.
Then as they grew, they noticed that their mother doesn't like that. So they also adapted that. And in due course, none of them was taking the crust and the
their
crust,
mother,
the top.
because of their mom.
Yes. What does this tell you? It tells you that part of their life has a big part influenced by the mother. So if we are able to teach these children the values, as a parent, I've always been calling my children to pray together from when they were born. They know the values, how visitors are welcomed
in this home.
They know respect in all ages. They have all these values.
Yes.
Then it will not be hard, even when they are in teenage, to incorporate them in decision making and hear from them what they have to say. It's because this thing has grown in them. Remember what happens to a seed. You plant a seed, brings forth fruits. Multiplied that one seed you gave them.
I'm telling you. Yes.
Yes.
So we need to be good models. Our children are watching us. From that example you've just given us about those sons, they were watching their mother. And that's the one thing I feel like as parents we forget, that your daughter, your son, not only what you're saying, but your actions, what you're doing, is very important for you to model the right behavior. You cannot expect them to produce what they have not learned from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and now, you start putting undue pressure on your child. There's this example we always give where every parent was number 1 in school. And now when your daughter comes number 20, 15, you're stressing them. And maybe you are a worse position than that. We need to be more understanding. So now, how can I be a more understanding parent in terms of communication? I feel like sometimes our children are trying to talk to us and we are shutting them down. Or maybe we don't is it that we don't understand them? Is it possible that our children are talking and we are not, 1, listening, and 2, understanding them?
Parents, of course, they will hear. But, listening is a skill.
Yeah.
There are 2 things here. A parent who wants the best out of the son or the daughter, though his behavior isn't right. He is not a mentor, but he wants the child to behave like somebody else whom he himself admires. That's one thing. And that's a very difficult situation because the child, the teenage boy or girl, will learn more from what you do, who you are, or rather than what he hears from you or others.
Yes.
Now, the other scenario, here is a practicing parent who the child never struggles to emulate. Why? It's because he or she has grown in this home. He has seen the parent do this and that. He's committed in the Christian values, committed to God, he's committed in the ministry. So there won't be any challenge adopting that. So a parent who shuts down a teenager or his teenager, for that matter, is a parent who has failed in parenting. That's one. Number 2 is a parent who has been absent. You are just reacting to a crisis. That's why you are shutting me down. You are not listening to me because there is some fire you want to quench, Yes. I've been coming late at 8 a.m. I'm a teenage boy, a teenage girl. Then when I happen to come at 4 a.m. in the morning and somebody dropped me and you later discover that I'm pregnant, then you don't want to hear anything from me. You just shut me down. It's because you are reacting to a crisis, but you never dealt with the process.
If you'd have sat me down when I was coming home at 8 a.m., we would not have reached to the 4 a.m. Okay.
Yes.
So most of us are just reacting to a crisis. We are not taking the time to address the real issues before they become a problem, a real problem.
Sure. Yeah.
So, oh wow, okay. So I need to learn, as parents, we need to learn to communicate. And how do I effectively communicate? Like you have 2 daughters. How do you effectively communicate with them and make sure they hear what you're saying? Other than the modeling part, how can I sit my daughter down without her feeling like I'm interrogating her? For her to, I feel like, like as a teacher, I know that our young people can easily talk to you.
Yes.
More like you'll find someone coming to you and telling you, I'll tell you this, but I cannot tell my parent.
Yes.
What do you think you're doing as a teacher now, as you train our young men here in church, our teenagers? What do you think is the difference between how you deal with them and how we are dealing with them as parents?
Communication is core in a family setup. But one thing that I've realized over time in dealing with teenagers is that they don't like formalities, formal settings. At now it's a family gathering. Then you call, hey, Catherine, come here. John, come here. We want to have a family discussion. Let me tell you, the moment they land there, they shut down.
Oh no!
Because you have already formalized it. Walk to the activities as a parent. Don't make the communication formal. Walk to the activities. They are brushing shoes, they are doing homework. Hi, Catherine, how has been the day? How is the going? Is it becoming, is everything going on well? How are academic? And by the way, I didn't see you, yesterday with your friends had a lot of fun and I didn't see you there.
Yeah.
Make it informal. They are washing utensils. Bring in a discussion. Don't look for an opportunity to have them sit down.
They will shut down.
They will shut down. Appreciate their small appearances in whichever, irrespective of how simple they are. You look smart. By the way, you looked nice in yesterday's dress.
Wow, okay.
Awesome. Do you still remember that we had fun during the catch-up event last week? And how was it? How soon do you expect another one?
Okay.
You get me?
Yeah. So
just appreciate their small moments of achievements. Then they will open up.
They will open up. So
yes.
we shouldn't make it formal. Just make it, let the conversation just flow into an activity. Join them in something they're doing.
Yes.
Wow, that's a tip I will personally use. I've discovered hii mambo ya kusema kujeni tuongee.
Yes. And then never bypass them. You get them standing somewhere, just say hi. Please, if possible, call them by their names.
Yeah.
They feel a sense of belonging.
Nice.
And you value them.
They feel valued.
They feel valued.
Okay.
They will even introduce you to their friends.
To their friends.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
They feel good.
Now let's go to boundaries. Yeah?
Yes.
Because how do I effectively set boundaries to my teenage daughter who's probably just cleared high school or started college? Now they are starting going to university at 17, 18.
Yes.
They're still teenagers, really. How do I set boundaries? And how do I allow some independence? Me, I'm a very authoritative parent. So I'm trying to learn that they need some room. So how do I effectively set boundaries?
Are you starting the boundaries once they have got into teenage, or you've been having the boundaries?
No, you see, what I'm talking, like, for example, I've always had boundaries. For example, when they're young, they can't go anywhere by themselves.
Of course, yes.
But now here is a situation where someone has started going to college.
Yes.
They are in college, there are parties, there are outings. Before I was the mother, I would take, drop, pick. So how do I effectively set boundaries? Because I think there's a difference between the boundaries I set for my 7 to 10-year-olds 11 to 15. You know, I think that's what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
How do I set boundaries?
Okay. As I had initially said, the seed that you've planted in this child when he or she was young will continue to grow.
Yes.
The moment you start, I come here, Catherine, I'm using the example, Catherine. Now you're going to college. Remember, in college, you're supposed to you give your do's and don'ts. I want to tell you for sure, Catherine is likely to go for the don'ts because no value about what you are denying Catherine has ever been planted in her. For example, as a child is growing, they should have learned to say no.
Yes.
To some things and yes to other things, not putting in mind that I'm going to be punished, but because of the effects. What are the consequences? The choices I make, they'll have results.
Consequences.
They'll have results. And most importantly, even when you're setting the boundaries, should be with reference to acquiring the Christian values and the values that child will have when he's a grown-up. Not about the punishment, not about the bad results that this child is going to have.
So we should teach, you've said something very important. Most of us as parents, we just tell, if you do this, I'll beat you. If you do this, I'll beat you. But we don't take the time to explain the consequences of what that child is doing. So it's I need to start at the very beginning to explain the consequences of actions so that the child can learn when they're making this decision, it's because of A, B, C, D, not just to avoid punishment.
Exactly. You've mentioned something good, important. When you do something to evade punishment, you are likely not to grow with it. Because the moment you'll have the capacity to outgrow the punishment or possibly get used to the punishment, you will not follow the right policies.
Okay.
But the moment the values are instilled in this child, they will never they'll not be looking at the what?
The punishment.
The punishment, but they'll be looking at the benefit they will get for doing this. For instance, a teenage who, for example, shuns away from doing schoolwork, don't attach punishment into it. Let it be clear to that child that if this is your passion and this is your career pathway, you might not achieve your dream career because you are playing around with this subject. So the most important thing is to understand the value that thing will add
to their lives.
And they will end up not hating a teacher simply because they don't like a subject, but they will love the subject because of what it will do in their future.
Thank you so much, for taking us through this session today. As we wind up, I'd like you to talk to our parents. There's someone somewhere who's really struggling with their teenage son or daughter. Give them a tip or two on what they can do to
Well, thank you so much. This is very important. As a parent, for sure, you have been given the responsibility of raising your child. Remember in the book of Psalms 127, children are heritage of the Lord, who shall answer the enemy at the gate. Now, arrows that answer an enemy at the gate have been trained right away from the first stage in life. So as a parent, you have the sole responsibility of teaching your child, boy or girl, at any stage of life, the values that he or she is supposed to acquire. And this will take him or her even into old age. It's not very much right when parents leave the responsibility of teaching children the values to the teachers. Remember, charity begins at home. So if a child is failing in school, a parent has a share in that. And most importantly is that let's be proud of our child, let's encourage them, let's fill in their space with importance and values that they matter. Let's help them know their identity. Let them know that they are winners. Let them know that they are living their lives, not somebody else's life. And with that will have been a healthy esteem, even into their lives. And the one thing, surprisingly, I've seen boys and girls who prefer or give a testimony of somebody else being their mentor and not their parent. And you wonder what space does the parent take in this child? So in as much as they are growing differently with different personalities, let's encourage them to be who they are so that even as they grow up, they will have a space in their lives. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening to us, and together we shall build and encourage this generation. God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Richard, for joining us. It was such a pleasure having you on the show. Parents, you've been told, do not delegate the responsibility of your teenage son or daughter to their teacher, to the pastor, to the youth pastor, you know. So let's take time with our children. Let's learn to make time to sit down, communicate, understand your child, understand how you can help them to become the people God created them to be. Thank you for watching Family Connect. My name is Faith. Stay tuned to DOXA TV.